everybody. Welcome to ABA Inside Track, the podcast that's like reading in your car, but safer. I'm your host, Robert Perry Cruz, and with me, as always, are my fabulous co-hosts.
Hey, everyone. It's Jackie McDonald, 2026.
Hello, and it's Diana Perry Cruz.
Jackie, were you kidnapped? You want to make sure everyone knows you were kidnapped in 2026?
I was kidnapped in 2026.
Well, welcome everybody to our podcast about behavior analysis and behavior analytic research, where every week we pick a topic and discuss it, unless it's the end of the month if you're on our Patreon feed, or the beginning of the month if you're on our free feed, where we do a little preview of what's coming up in the month of February 2026, where we talk about everything that we're coming out with, some other news, and all sorts of good stuff. And then sometimes we just talk about nonsense because it's a preview and it's fun for us. Huzzah! So this February, we have a theme month. We haven't had a theme month. What was our last theme month?
Don't know.
I believe it's like 9 years ago when we did...
It's gotta be May.
Yeah.
I mean, July technically is kind of a theme month in that we have all guests. So it's a little bit of a theme. But I think that's probably the last theme month.
I don't know. We do supervision September every September, so there's definitely that.
Every year.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know if it was because I just had topics I wanted to do and I shoved them into February, or because it just seemed to make sense because we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary in March, and I thought, let's celebrate birthdays.
We didn't really celebrate my birthday.
No, we
didn't think about. I thought about it first. I think the problem is, fun fact about podcasts is they get recorded ahead of time. So if you're getting a podcast in mid-January, it wasn't recorded the week before. It might have been recorded in December, especially around the holiday season. I think we get very, very busy, and we record a lot of shows ahead of time. So we didn't quite get the opportunity to do Diana's birthday, but because we're in a nice, fun lull, and I had some topics that I wasn't sure where we would put them, we decided, let's celebrate an anniversary of super importance, which is my birthday. So we're celebrating February 2026 with an all Rob-themed agenda.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Agenda.
You know, when I was a kid and sitcoms would come out once a week, I thought that they had to record the entire show in between the previous week and the next week.
That'd be a lot of
And
work.
I was like, what do they do? That must be when they have a rerun, is when someone's sick. I also thought they were always playing live on the radio.
Wow.
Wow, you really believed in life.
I don't think kids think about that stuff anymore because it's not like a live TV. It's just everything's streaming. It's just always available.
I don't know. Yeah, I was like, wow, how do they make the songs sound the same every time? They're so good.
Oh,
how are they available in the studio?
There was a great documentary about the Golden Girls that I watched with our youngest son, who was like, I don't like documentaries. But as always, he was super into the Golden Girls documentary. And they had like 2 days where they do rehearsing. They had to like write the script and then rehearse it a couple days and then film it on a day. And then that was the cycle. And you do a bunch kind of over the summer, and then you kind of keep going throughout the year so that you could stop and then let everyone start again.
Well, South Park really does it every week.
South Park, they had their
and Saturday Night Live
6 days to air.
Yeah, they really do. That's amazing.
You can tell the quality if you do it the day of. The Saturday Night Live.
Oh.
Maybe South Park too. I don't have Paramount Plus. I can't watch South Park. It might be my birthday month, but I don't have unlimited money to spend on myself for my birthday to get Paramount Plus.
So the first thing that's going to come out in February, which is, I believe, how you pronounce it, is...
it's my birthday month, Donna. I think I know how to pronounce February.
February is a release of our book club from last year. So this came out on the Patreon feed in January of 2024. Now that it's January 2025, this is going to come out for everybody. So that...
February.
Oh, sorry. Is that what I said? It came out January 2024. Now, no, that can't be right.
You know what?
Is this from 2 years ago?
If you want a book club
what year is
the second it comes out, you better join on the Patreon.
It was last year.
Patreon.com/ABA Inside Track. If you want to wait 13 months,
it was
stay on the free feed. It's cool. It'll come out. Don't worry.
This
but it's
has been wrong
It's
been wrong in there the entire time. Is that right?
It comes out about 13 months after the recording, I think.
Interesting. All these dates are wrong in the calendar. Well, no matter. So it came out last January. Now that it's February of 2026, it is going to come out in the free feed. And so that is the book club that we did on the science of consequences. lucky for everyone out there, we were also joined for part of that by Dr. Susan Schneider to discuss what it was like to write the book and what some of her important takeaways from that were. So everybody can check that out. That one, just so you know, this is our only episode that's 2.5 CEUs. I know, because it went a little long with the combination of the interview with Dr. Schneider and then our discussion of the episode. So if you are in the market for a 2.5, that's a good one for you to go grab. But it was a great discussion, and everybody can listen to that now.
How is it related to my birthday, though? Do you remember, Diana? I told you
Nope.
months ago we were playing this. Well, number one, there's nothing that...
You like to talk a long time?
Well, yes. There's no present better than being able to talk for an extended period of time. I love the presence of great minds in behavior analysis having a chat with us. And we already did this episode. So I love the presence of... I don't have to do anything that week because we already made that one a year ago.
Okay. So that will come out first. And then after that, we have a new episode coming out that's on role-playing games in behavior analysis, or tabletop role-playing games. I don't know what the title exactly is going to be for that, but we will be joined by a fellow behavior analyst, fellow TTRPG-er, Danielle Yang, who found us through the show, but is now a good friend.
Yeah. Well, I found her.
You found her? She found you.
It was a
match made.
It was kismet.
Oh, I see.
We'll talk about it more on the show, but
Okay.
certainly I've been looking into TTRPGs as something to use.
Nobody knows what that is.
Tabletop role-playing games.
Thank you,
Jackie.
AKA, I didn't know what it meant.
To teach skills. And certainly this is
Skills.
if you've been in behavior analysis, if you maybe work in a center, you do social skills groups, you may have actually been doing this. I know there was a group at Babbitt one year that was sharing that they did social skill group where they did role-playing games. They did Dungeons and Dragons. And one of the challenges is I will say 100% of the research on TTRPGs, tabletop role-playing games, as a kind of a background for engaging in either therapy, as we would think of therapy, or even social skill development, is outside of the realm of behavior analysis. So it was very funny to have a group of behavior analysts who wanted to learn more about this. Brian Middleton kind of led the charge on that from the Bearded Behaviorist. And right after we had done some classwork on that to kind of improve our competency, see what there was out there, I found this great email from Danielle about exactly this subject specifically for behavior analysts. So I immediately emailed her, and we've had a chance to do some, RPG playing. And she had just sometimes you email folks, and you're like, hey, do you have any resources? And they send you like an article or two. Danielle sent me a fabulous list of articles about TTRPGs that were peer reviewed. Some of them were peer reviewed, some of them were not peer reviewed, as well as a number of great dissertations that were in the behavior analytic literature. So when it came time to talk about what's a good birthday episode, I've been spending a lot of time talking about TTRPGs with other behavior analysts in the past year. So I thought this is a great place to put this in. So we're going to have that episode. We're going to have a special bonus episode, which will be about 30 minutes that sort of demonstrates what role-playing games in a therapeutic session might even look like.
I find it hilarious, Rob, that you are guesstimating currently that bonus is going to be 30 minutes.
I mean, I said about 30 minutes. I mean, I'm not trying to get therapy from Danielle. That would be unethical because I'm not paying her to give me therapy. So that would be really cruel to be like, by the way, secretly, I need you to help me with a problem I'm having. So very excited to have Danielle on. We've had a chance to actually play some just games together for funzos. And we're going to be talking about what research there is. Not as much as we would like on most episodes, but hey, it's my birthday. I can make exceptions.
Yep. So I'm going to tell you about the peer-reviewed article that we will be discussing during that episode. It's titled Scoping Review of Tabletop Role-Playing Game, TTRPG, as Psychological Intervention, Potential Benefits and Future Directions by Yuliawati, Wardani, and Eng. And that was published in Psychology, Research, and Behavior Management, probably recently. 2024.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. So that is exciting. That will be happening. And, oh no, I just closed the thing I needed.
I hate that when I do that.
Whoopsies.
She's got one job, folks. Vanna, tell them what they've won.
Why is Google Drive So weirdly organized. Okay. And then our last episode for February.
Wait, we have two articles. We have one peer reviewed and one.
Yes, I didn't want to talk about the unpublished dissertation. I don't want to steal that person's thunder if they are trying to get their article published.
Yeah, you can't say that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about a dissertation that does describe the process, into which when we say the author's name, we're going to say, you need to get this published. What happened? What was your
actually ask
feedback?
them first.
We should. It's kind of old at this point.
So that's why I didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the next
Hey, they
episode
passed. They're a doctor. I saw it online.
is a preschool life skills revisitation. And Rob, do you want to tell everybody what you're calling that?
It's a preschool life skills 3-view.
Okay, so it's not a review.
The third episode we've done about preschool life skills, which I'm trying to think how many. We just went through all the topics on this podcast because we're updating our website. I don't know how many episodes we've done where we've talked about the same topic more than twice. Is this the first one we've talked about
Yes.
3 times?
I don't know. I would have to go back and look.
I mean, like specifically this exactly. Preschool life skills, exactly preschool life skills. Not like, well, we've kind of talked about this, like Ray Miltenberger. We've had like a 7 view at this point, but not necessarily like an episode called Ray Miltenberger's Greatest Hits Parts 1, 2, and 3. You know, it's
We haven't even talked about BST on its own that many times.
No, we've talked about.
Is that what you're trying? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
It's my birthday. I'll try as hard as I want.
Okay. So you're right. Having the words preschool life skills in the title, this will be the third time that has happened. Rob didn't want to call it a three-peat. I don't know why. Don't call it a comeback.
Well,
I guess,
a three-peat made more sense, but we review paper analytic articles. Diana, come on, let's not be silly. It's a 3-view in this regard, and I love it. It's a topic I love, love, love.
I know.
And I was very excited to have more. I had so many good articles on preschool life skills that I actually added an extra. If you look at our notes, which you can't see, sorry, I actually did 2 article preps because I forgot one of them we'd never talked about, even though I thought we had.
Right. So let me tell you what those are. So we will be discussing preschool life skills using the response to intervention model with preschoolers with developmental disabilities. That was by Falligant and Pence. That was published in Behavior Analysis Research and Practice in 2017. Also, using the preschool life skills program to support skill development for children with trauma histories by Reese, Seal, Huxtable, and Austin. And that was in Behavior Analysis and Practice 2024. And finally, an evaluation of delivery of the Parent Preschool Life Skills Program via telehealth with Gunning. Oh, sorry, I did that wrong. With Lee, Gunning, Lau, and Holloway. And that was in Java 2024.
What happened there?
I don't know. I don't really know what happened. It was a glitch.
And don't worry, if one of my co-hosts gets sick, I've got a backup article that we can do. So we'll be all set. You got 3 articles no matter what.
Yeah. Those are the 3 though. That's the plan.
Maybe one of them is out getting me a great cake or a birthday present I really want.
Okay, so that's the plan for February.
I'm so excited. Thank you all for celebrating my birthday. Which birthday
Happy
is
birthday,
it?
Rob.
Let's just say it's not that exciting a number birthday. But it made sense because we've got our 10-year anniversary coming up. Let's just go for it. I'm getting roll eyes faces. Oh well. I don't care. We already prepped for those episodes. They're coming out.
Oh, they're good. I'm excited.
Hooray for us.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our February. Very nice. I'm very excited to talk about all of these topics.
So am I.
All right. Especially RPGs. As we know, Jackie loves games.
I'm getting better. Slowly.
Slowly. All right. Well, let's move into the errata section of the show where we talk about all sorts of other stuff. Mistakes we've made or just fun stuff coming out. So February is an exciting month. It's the shortest month of the year. It's my birthday. It's a Seinfeld voice. Did you like it? It is also, well, let's remember, it's also Black History Month. And I'm not sure if we'll have the the articles out at that time, but I've been saving in my email inbox. If folks know, we've talked a lot about the BABA organization, Black Applied Behavior Analysts, a number of times. We've been to the conference. We sponsor that every year. It's a really, really great organization. And launching at some point in 2026 is going to be the Journal of Black Behavior Analysis. So that'll be coming out. I know there's
very exciting.
Doing a lot of prep. There's requests for articles. I'm not sure exactly. The last email I had, they were sort of in prep. That was about a month ago. But I didn't mention it in last month's preview, and I had my Gmail kind of remind me of it because I think it's very important. It's been a long time since we've had a new behavior analytic journal, so it's exciting to have another one to be able to pull articles from, especially around a area of practice that we have been very fortunate to have a lot of guests on to talk about. So looking forward to seeing that publication and seeing what comes out of that journal so that we can continue to talk about different groups in behavior analysis.
Yeah. Awesome.
Donna, your eyes said you had a longer statement to make, but your mouth only said awesome.
I was just thinking, I know I also have seen that online as well. So I think if you go to the BABA website or any of their handles, then you can also see information.
Yes.
That was the longer thing I was thinking.
Gotcha. If you want a first look, it's thejobba.org is a first look. I'm loving.
Is it pronounced Jabba?
Joba. I love the inaugural issue coming 26, the theme being toward a liberated Black behavior analysis. And I absolutely love the cover. Again, if you go to thejobba.org, you will be able to see a copy of the cover, and it's really excellent. I feel
very
like
cool. Dovetails very nicely with the Denisha Jingles episode that we just had on as well for talking about liberation.
Yeah. I love a good journal that has a fun color. Like behavior analysis in practice, when they switch to their like really scenic.
What with the flower, the sunflowers?
Yeah. But
I don't know if they are sunflowers, but they're flowers.
Yeah, I think they're sunflowers.
They switch to like a scenic view. This is like really nice artwork, which is nice. Like I don't want to throw shade on Java. I love Java, but it is sort of like, look, it's a peer-reviewed journal.
It's a little sterile.
A little, not as exciting. And if you are curious, if you think you know all your journal covers, well, you should come to one of our trivia events.
Yes.
It's one of our games.
Because you don't.
Do you know your journal covers? All right, beautiful. So that's coming out this. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know if that's coming out this month, but that'll be coming out very soon.
Sometime.
Very excited to talk about that. We would have had more about
Academia moves slow, guys, so it might not be coming out this month.
I mean, we want to talk more about it, but it's my birthday, the most important thing of February. It's ironic because my birthday is not till the very end, so there's plenty of February to go around. All right. Well, we got some emails, we got some comments, right? Let's do that. We haven't had too many other news things in the lead up to the holidays. So let's share a couple of those. I think we have two. We have a comment. I've got a comment over here, and I think we had an email.
Not really a question. It's more of a comment. You want me to go first,
Homer
Rob?
gets stupider every year. That's not a question, Professor.
Do you want me to go first?
Why don't you go first?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we haven't gotten like a ton of emails lately, which is totally fine.
Please email me. I miss you.
Send us emails and questions and statements. Even if honestly, if you send us an email, your podcast is dumb and here's why.
No.
It'll get a read.
I don't want that though. I mean, I would prefer, I guess, send us what you want to send us, but I like it when we hear nice emails.
Send us an email about how great we are and we smell nice. That's number one. And then worst podcast ever, number two. You do those, you'll get on the show.
Okay. What? Anyway.
Dinah does not know how to respond.
Anyway, so we got...
Yeah, so we haven't had like a ton of emails. So if people have comments that they want to write in, we'd love to hear from you. We hope that you're all doing okay out there. We also always appreciate it if you leave a review on all the places where you leave reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Right? What are those places called?
Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Maybe Spotify.
Yeah. So if you are, sometimes when I send emails out with your CE, it always says in there, hey, if you don't mind, please leave us a review. So you can do that. And maybe people are doing that. So we're not hearing from you personally. It's going on to one of those websites. That's totally fine. It also says in those emails, please share the show via word of mouth with other people. And honestly, that is the absolutely best thing that you could do. So if you like listening to the show, please tell other people about the show. We know we have people who follow us because we've been around for 10 years, but I encounter people quite often who haven't heard of the show. And that means that there is a lot more behavior analysts out there that might not know of us. So if you can just let other people know, we honestly would very much appreciate that. Now we have someone who that's not the case for. They're a longtime listener who wrote into us. So long a listener that they realized, in fact, in their email that they had accidentally ordered a CE that they had ordered in a previous cycle, and they didn't want to be unethical and submit that to the BACB. So no worries there. Absolutely. I handled that for them. But I also thanked them for being such an ethical behavior analyst. And so I wanted to bring it up just to, give them that shout out. But also for anybody listening, if you've been listening for a long time, you do want to make sure that you don't accidentally listen to or request a CEU for an episode that you had already submitted to the BACB for, because that would not be okay, because you can only do each content piece once, right? So if you are worried about that, if you go on our website and enter, there's like a place where you make a login. Most people at this point have made those logins. And as long as you make the login using the email that you've been ordering underneath, it will show you all of your past orders underneath there. So you can do that. If push comes to shove, you can also email me and I can help you figure that information out. But it should be something you can do on your own. Secondly, I also bring it up because, Rob, we're switching. Everybody knows this, right? Switching over to a new system in the not too distant future. That system is no longer going to have a record of your past orders. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to go on now and jot down or screenshot the episodes that you've ordered from in the past. Because when we do that switch over, that information eventually isn't going to be available. So it might be a good idea to grab it now so that you don't end up doing what I just described and accidentally ordering a previously listened to CEU.
And while March will be our anniversary, I'm sure you'd all be buying presents for each other to celebrate the 10th anniversary of ABA Inside Track. We'll be working hard to make sure this is ready to go by when? When did we decide we're going to be making the big switch?
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's.
April
It won't be a
Fools.
joke. We will have a brand new website that actually does the thing that it took us 10 years to realize it could do, which is create your CEs for you without Diana doing it every night.
It couldn't do it 10 years ago, but
Maybe it couldn't do it. Well, we looked up. Maybe we could have. We didn't know this existed.
no, it didn't. This didn't exist 10 years ago.
Okay, the website did.
Not in its current form.
Okay. We were not sure. And we can't go back 10 years to figure out where we went wrong. But in any case,
If only.
we will have new website. Will be up in April. It will automate a lot of the processes that Diana does every night. We will no longer have to post in these previews. Diana wants you to remember the following things. However, one thing you will have to remember.
I will stop yelling at you, everyone. Sorry.
We did take this opportunity to rename some of the things that, you do a podcast for 10 years. You don't think about, 10 years from now, I better make sure this is future proof. Guess what? You don't think about that stuff. So things like some of our book clubs, we've lumped some of our old episodes that were secretly book clubs into a book club name.
We used to just put them out as two different episodes. Like episode 91 and 92 are actually Coercion and its Fallout Book Club, but we used to release it just as part of the regular feed. So those are going to have their own
we'll have
their own area,
book club
as we say in
numbers.
Massachusetts.
So there is a potential that if you're like, I feel like Coercion and its Fallout, or I feel like the Supervisor's Guidebook, I totally have CEs with that on there. I have a certificate with that on there. But is this a different one? No, it's the same one. It's the same one we recorded. So anything that says book club, if it has like multiple parts and it's the name of a book, you've gotten CEs from us before. It is the same one. We've just rebranded it
ethical.
To be consistent. And you know what? Speaking of Coercion and its Fallout, Diana, speaking of that, because it's my birthday, I'm going to throw that one back out in the feed. I'm throwing it back out in the feed.
I love it.
You know why I want to throw that back out in the feed?
I can't imagine why.
I'm hoping that most of you listening are like, God, our president and the federal government, what the hell? This is ridiculous. This is not what I stand for as a scientist of human behavior. Even if you look at it not from a political standpoint, just this is how human behavior should work to reinforce effective, socially validated change. This isn't working out for me as a practitioner. And if you're like, I don't know, I really love some of these things the president is doing, I want you to listen to our Coercion and its Fallout episode. Because Murray Sidman had it right. So many of the things that are happening in our current political climate are anathema to poor Murray Sidman's view.
What's a crazy word? Anathema.
Anathema. It's like against it. If you can read Coercion and its Fallout, if you say, I disagree with everything that's in here, I question your ability to be an ethical behavior analyst. And if you read it and you're like, you know what, this is making me think about how society could be run to be functioning more effectively to reinforce the behaviors we want to see more of, then there's no way that you can look at any of the actions of our current administration and not say, this is all against everything I have learned as a behavior analyst. Full stop. I'm not going to defend it. You can be like, I disagree with you, Rob. I don't care. It's my birthday. Nuts to you. Write us an email. We need more emails.
It's a really good, powerful book.
It is
And it is certainly a cautionary tale. So we feel like it's very timely to re-release.
And fun fact, when I was helping my mother downsize some of her shelves, do you know what I found on one of her bookshelves? A copy of Coercion and Its Fallout from when it was originally released.
Wow.
Longtime listeners might know that when I had to clean out my mother's basement with my brother because there was a lot of flooding, we found a whole run of original Jabbas in the basement.
And a Beatles LP.
And a bunch of Beatles LPs, yes.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff.
Yeah.
All of them are great. All that's great stuff. So in any case, we're going to be releasing that on President's Day. So you're going to get 2 book clubs this month.
Wow, what a gift.
Listen to. If you listen to Coercion and Its Fallout, just mark it as I already listened to that. But if you have not listened to us talk about Coercion and Its Fallout, or you have not read Coercion and Its Fallout in a while, this is a great reminder of why so many of the actions of the American government right now are just not in line with what the ethical behavior analyst would be prescribing as steps to take. People ask me that sometimes. They'll say, like, Rob, you used to be a Republican, right? Don't you love what the administration is doing? And I say, hell no. I hate everything. I hate everything they're doing. And it is mostly because of what I have learned as a behavior analyst and what I've learned about human behavior change and ways to use ethical behavior change practices. There.
But don't take our word for it. Go read the book. It's really, really good.
Or write me an angry email. I don't care. There's nothing I love more than for my birthday than angry emails. Or write me supportive emails. I love those even better. All right. I'm rolling my eyes, so we're moving on to the last comment. This is a comment on our Patreon page, patreon.com/ABA Inside Track. If you're like, book clubs sounds fun. Can I get 2 CEs for free? Well, that's the place you want to go. If you want to subscribe there, you can get all our book clubs right when they come out. And you can get all the CEs for our book clubs for free, as well as our listener choice episodes for free. So that's the place you want to be. But this is a long-time commenter. I think we've read some of her comments in the show. Ksenia, who really enjoyed, why am I reading this comment? Because it is very positive about our tangents. But this isn't a comment to our bonus episode on the year in ABA 2025, which I just now realized I wrote as 138. We don't have 138 bonus episodes, just 38 episodes. I'll edit that out when this is done. With our friend Matt Scoria from the Behavioral Observations podcast, which is also celebrating a 10-year anniversary a week before us. But in that, Xenia noted that she really enjoyed hearing about podcast influences. If you haven't listened to that bonus episode, we spent a little bit of time talking about as some of the longest running, we're the longest running ABA podcasts out there. Our influences couldn't be other behavior analytic podcasts. They had to be things unrelated to behavior analysis. And Ksenia notes that she really enjoyed hearing about our podcast influences. And she similarly, when she started her own podcast journey, had been listening to Serial, This American Life, and Fresh Air. And was sort of commenting on how kind of the way we listen to podcasts and what we expect from our podcast has really shifted even since then. And also really enjoyed getting to hear how we had listened to a lot of different stuff in thinking about what would go into ABA Inside Track. And all of that makes sense as to why our podcast sounds so conversational. To which I give a nice reply and a heart emoji, because I appreciate that. People listening to our bonus episodes. If you're not listening to the bonus episodes, you're missing out on a lot of fun lore and just extra stuff related to the field, I would say. So again, thank you very much for writing that, Ksenia. I think we did it all.
We did it
all.
February.
All right. So that is everything coming out in February. Thank you all so much for allowing me to
have a birthday.
What's the
live?
It's not their. They have nothing to do with the fact whether I have a birthday or not. Their magnanimity in allowing this level of focus on our episodes. But again, don't worry about that. The episodes are going to be awesome. How much I talk in the episodes might be annoying. Feel free to write that in a comment too. It's not the first time someone's written that. So we're very excited about what's coming out in February. There's some oldies, some newies, and a lot of goodies. But I think that brings us to the end of our February 2026 preview. We'll be back next week with the first of those fun-filled episodes. But until then, keep responding. Bye!
Bye!
Happy birthday!